masses come to London in search of glamour and bright lights. Some return home bitter and disillusioned. Others fall into the hands of evil women who prey on these innocent young men. This is the story of one such young man.
Would you mind telling us your name, please?
I should rather remain monogamous.
I see. Well, will you tell us your profession? Would you mind speaking up, please?
I'm a male model.
I see. And this trouble that you got into started, I believe, at Dimpton-on-Sea.
That is quite right. You see, unbeknownst to me, my fiancée took a snapshot of me while I was on the beach, paddling. She sent it up to the carnival committee and I was invited along to the carnival dance. It wasn't until I arrived there where I realized what was expected of me. Yes, I had been entered for the knobbly knees contest. Well, naturally, I didn't want to let my fiancée down, so I went through with it. But I can't tell you how I felt, stood there in front of all those ogling women with my knees completely naked.
Yes, I can imagine. And then what happened?
Well, after the competition, which incidentally I won, there was a party. And that was my downfall. Yes, I tasted the dolce vita, the sweet life of Dimpton-on-Sea. I met the local mayor. I drank South African sherry. I was interviewed by the local press and I met a girl who did voices over for deodorant commercials. Yes, my cup was filled to overflowing. After that, of course, it was competitions everywhere. One week Bournemouth, next week Whitby. Yes, I was living life with a capital L.
Tell me frankly, though, is there any truth in the rumor that there is a certain amount of cheating in these knobbly knees contests?
That's quite right. It's awfully upsetting for me to tell you this, but some of the men wear falsies. Flesh-coloured plastic kneecaps. It makes me ashamed of my own sex. It's got to the stage now where before major competitions a male nurse goes round tapping us on the kneecap with a little hammer. And I can't tell you how humiliating it is when one drops off.
But your big chance came earlier this year, didn't it?
That is quite right. I was entered for the Knees of the World competition. That meant coming to London, and that was my downfall, my undoing.
Why was that?
Well, I'll tell you why. One evening, me and my friend Malcolm, who was a shy and sensitive used car salesman, we went for a walk up the West End. All we wanted was a little innocent pleasure.
What time was this?
3 o'clock in the morning. Going up a narrow street, we passed the doorway, and in this doorway there was a girl dressed up sort of like a military hussy. Come inside, she said, the place is full of fun-loving girls. Thinking to have perhaps only a game of tiddlywinks, we entered. As I passed this sort of like commissionairess in the sort of like corridor, she gave me a funny look. Some of the girls are naughty girls, she said. Oh, I thought perhaps they tiddle when they should be winking. Oh no, the degradation I found when I got in there. It was terrible. It was like that film about Gomorrah. It was full of beatniks with unkept hair and long sideboards, full of drink. And the conversation was disgusting. There was nothing but suggestive remarks all the time. It was like the Eamon Andrews show. It was there that I met this titled and influential lady, and we became very close friends. Yes, she took me to the south of France for 6 months. She bought me a yacht and a lovely sports car and a wardrobe full of very smart clothes. Then one evening, I realized it was not just my friendship she was after. Yes, I knew that sooner or later I would have to pay the price. One evening, she invited me into her luxury penthouse in Goldhawk Road. After several glasses of ruby wine, she started lowering the lights. At first, I thought she wanted to make the darkroom test, but seeing no chocolate in evidence, I realized how wrong I was. It was then she made this nasty suggestion.
What was it?
She suggested that I give her a private showing of my kneecaps. Flee fleeing in horror and recoiling. At this suggestion, I went out of her apartment and vowed to get out of the rat race for good. After all, I was still only 33. I had my own life before.
So underneath all the glamour and the tinsel, there's heartbreak.
That's quite right. And I'd just like to say in conclusion, and to end up with, to all young men with nice knobbly knees, do not flaunt them for all the world to see, but save them for the girl you marry. Thank you. Good night. Was I all right?